Hello YouTube, this is the Surveyor Luke, checking in early in the morning in Sacramento. Got an exciting day for y'all. We're going to be heading out to Bodega Bay and going to be trying to look for some NGS control monuments in the dunes. It should be fun. We're going to hike around. I brought my T10 data collector, which I've loaded some free aerial, and I also got the coordinates for those stations. So the data collector could actually stake us out to them. Granted, it's not like using RTK or something. It's not going to be a couple inches. It's going to be more 5 to 10 feet, but it should get us close. We can't really dig there or walk around with the metal detector like we normally would, just because it's a state park. But it should be fun. So I'm gonna sip on my coffee and get on the road. See you then. Hello YouTube, we made it. We're at Bodega Bay. Very, very foggy, but pretty awesome place. Anyways, we before we hop on the trail, I thought might as well drive around and kind of get a figure for what the land looks like, and also see if we could try to find some of these benchmarks that are sitting on the road right here. And I looked at one, kind of struck out on it. I think it's been destroyed, but then the second one I did find, and I wish they were all like this easy, but that's unfortunately not the case. But yeah, let me show that to you. It's funny when I tell people like, oh, we're looking for monuments, they never really understand, what monument are you looking for? And this is what we call a survey monument. Again, they're not all like this. Sometimes they're just in the dirt and you have to dig them up, but this one they cared about, so they put it in a well. Well, we care about them all, but this one, yeah, so it's a aluminum disc, 1992. And yeah, the cool thing is, so I was able to load the coordinates for that and load it in my T10 data collector, as you see right here. And the cool thing about the T10 data collector is it has built-in multi-constellation GNSS, like receiver built in. It's not going to get us, inches, right? Couple inches. No, it's going to get us 2 to 5 meters, which is about 5 to 10 feet. Your phone, I think, is like twice that. It could be 10 to 15 feet. So it's a little better maybe than our phone, but so what I did was I loaded some free aerial, so I have all of Bodega Bay loaded in here, so it's kind of cool when we're hiking up on here, we'll kind of be able to track ourselves along this. But it has the coordinates of the points, which I got off of the NGS data sheets. So as you see, there's the little receiver, that's where we are, right? And right, we're on the side of the road, so you can already see that it's not great. But what's interesting is that I'm telling it, go find me that point, and so I'm staking out, and as I walk over, see, there's the monument. I'm probably about 5 feet away, and if I hover right on top of the monument, I'm literally standing on it. See, if I hover, I'm about 4 to 5 feet, and depending on which satellites it's grabbing, but yeah, I mean, pretty sick. This is kind of what I'm looking for. This will get us searching in the right spot. So yeah, we found our first one. I'm gonna write some notes down so I could put the data sheet, the log of me finding it. But yeah, take a peek. It's pretty scenic out here, I gotta say. I'm excited to get on those dunes, and I do hope we see some sun, because it's cold. It's cold, but yeah. So we made it. I'm gonna check back in with you guys in a bit. So this is me out on the trail. It's very, very nice here. I'm trying to find this Finbach, that's the name of it, monument. It was an aluminum disc set in a rock outcrop on a low hill right at the head of Bodega Bay. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to probably call this one a loss because right now, at least, there's a lot of grass out here, you see. And I really don't want to be digging around and poking around too much. I'm just trying to, if they're obvious, I'm going to grab them. But I am on a rock outcrop, and my GPS confirms that I do think I'm in the right spot. You see, it's telling me there's the little dude telling me I'm about 9 feet. So if I come stand right over here, I start to get really close. I'm like, you know, and this is kind of the highest point. If you're looking around, there's nothing really higher. So yeah, I think this monument, unfortunately, it could still be here, but I just, with this grass, I'm not able to find it. So this kind of thing happens. It's a real shame. But you know, it could really benefit from a fresh set of eyes. That's another funny thing when you're out here doing these searches. You know, you're looking and you're so focused on something that you can't really see anything else. And so it's always nice to have someone else out there with you, you know, giving you a different perspective. Because I've had it time and time again where I've like been looking and it's nothing, and someone else come up and say, hey, what about over here? And sure enough, dude, like, there it is. So I'm gonna look around a little more, be patient. See, some of this stuff, it looks promising, but yeah. And again, I don't really want to be digging at all. That's not my intent. So, like, it could be there. That would be a really cool one, but unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to let this one go. But that's kind of, that's what makes it fun, is this kind of hunt. You never know if you're gonna get lucky or you're gonna strike out like we just did. So I'm gonna keep hiking. We have a couple more monuments that we can go look for. But yeah, it's definitely a lot cloudier than we wanted. But it's kind of cool. It feels like, this doesn't feel like California, at least SoCal, where I'm originally from. But yeah, anyways, all right, we'll see you at the next one. So I didn't trust myself and I got thrown for a loop, and the map had a benchmark symbol and a nice trail, so I followed the trail, and it brought me to a pretty nice little rock outcrop. It's definitely a peak, but I checked NGS and yeah, there's no benchmark there. It's on the other hill, so I should just trust my coordinates, but you know, I took the path of least resistance. But anyways, by doing that, it got me kind of over here, a little more north than I wanted to go, but it's near the continuously operating reference station. That's over there, way out there in the distance. I'm gonna see if we can get over there. I see a bunch of orange signs though. See, that's a US Navy Marine laboratory or something. So if I can't go, oh, look at that. There's like some wildlife out in the distance. Don't really know what it is. It might be a deer, but if it's something bigger. Oh, there's like 2 of them. Oh, wow. Yeah, 2 deer. That's sick. Try to keep them yeah, I try to keep them away. I won't really try to get too close to those dudes. I want to let them enjoy their home. I'm just renting. All right, well, let me go see. The reference station I'm talking about is right out there in the distance. I can see it. It's pretty sick. It's right there on a rock outcrop. Just a regular GPS antenna. But yeah, that deer he has some antlers on him. He's right there. I'll try to see if I could get a good view of this dude without really upsetting him too much. Seems very, very chill. There's one. Yeah, I can't really see him, but it's really nice out here in Bodega Bay. Oh, those are the actual sand dunes, which which I think I want to check out. Right here is very compacted. But over there, those are the dunes. Look at that. Sick. Hey YouTube, sorry for interrupting the clip. I realized that there wasn't really an intro for this in between what we were doing. So actually what happened was I went hiking to try to find the monument what I should have done was just follow the GPS from the beginning. But I found a trail and there was a benchmark symbol on the top of this mountain. So I went over there and kind of got sidetracked with I found the reference station and I was trying to go walk up to it so we could show it, but that wasn't possible. So right now I've hiked across and I've followed my coordinates to the reference monuments for Bodega Head. And it's kind of weird there. There's 3 monuments I found. Well, 2 physical monuments with markers. One, which I'll explain, is lost. And then the 4th one, which I couldn't recover. I didn't know where it was. So that's what this next scene is going to be about. But yeah, sorry for interrupting, but felt like that might add some clarity. All right, see you later. Okay, so I figured out what's out here. So there was two monuments. One that was the original 1855 one, which was just a cross in a like a brass nail in some sort of odd concrete shape. That one we found. So we found that guy. That's this dude right here. So yeah, that's this little guy right here. And then there was the reset of this monument. I cannot find. Now that reset had 2 reference marks, which I do find. And I was trying to piece it together. So this is reference mark number 2 right here. And it's a nice brass cat monument. And it has an arrow pointing. And it's a nice brass cat monument. Bodega Head number 2, 1906, 1929. And it matches the description. It's 2 inches up in a concrete net, but it says it's 1 foot lower than the reset monument. So that's the one clue we have there. Then the other reference monument, I was looking around, I couldn't find it. And what it was described as, like, it was in a 2-foot boulder, 2 feet above the ground, and it was in the west side, west face. And so the only real thing there was this guy. And I went over to him, and sure enough, I found the drill hole with the monument knocked out. Couldn't find the monument, but someone probably has a really nice paperweight at home. So that's stuff like that happens. But this guy, what's interesting is from here, he's saying it's 4 feet below the reset monument. And I was trying to make sense of that. So we got 1 foot up of that. So 1 foot from that guy. See over there, there's the monument over there. 1 foot up vertically from that. And then 4 feet up vertically. And you can kind of see how the terrain is. It's like sloping up. So I'm like, like to say I'm 6 foot, but I'm not. I'm 5'10". And so I'm looking straight. If I stand on this dude, right? If I look straight, my eyes are just about at the top of that hill. So it could be somewhere down. But yeah, I can't really find it. And that's just the way it goes. But I found one. I found this chiseled cross. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, I'm gonna head back to the truck, try to get warm. It's cold. I'm gonna take some pictures and document this. But so far, I would say this has been a successful day of searching. We found 2 monuments. we struck out on 2 monuments. So we're shooting 50s or 50%. So that's, for this kind of thing, that's good. So like I said, I'm gonna get warm. I'm gonna head back to the truck and I'm gonna kind of try to figure out what's next for us. Hello. So finally got back to the truck, got warm, and then I decided I might as well look for another one of those easy ones. So I wanted to find the one that was on right off the side of the highway that was actually a Caltrans control point. These points actually have a lot of history to them. I've heard about it, but I'm not really an expert by any means. But yeah, we found it, so it existed, so it's nice. This one actually has a really nice looking monument, California Department Highway, right on the side, about 3 feet up. So it looks like here, the ones that do exist, they take care of. Yeah, right on the side of the freeway. But I'm not sure what's next. This might be it for this video. But all in all, I think it was a good success. We found 1, 2, 3 monuments. We found one in Bodega Head. That was pretty cool. And if it really was the old one, 1855, still there, able to recover, it was pretty awesome. So this was fun. I really enjoy like this type of video, getting out here, getting the feel. There's so much about it that people just don't know, and hopefully that shed a little light, and it's just kind of the glamorous side of surveying. Hope to do more videos like this. Yeah, thank you for tuning in.